Okay, hello homesteaders, preppers, prepsteaders. This is a strange episode today because I don't know if anybody keeps up with the news and the strangeness that's going on. And this also falls into my side hustle. I do sell military surplus on the side, so I'm kind of been in demand for body armor. It's one of those things, as a homesteader, do you even need body armor? As a prepper, do you need body armor? We're going to go over today the pros and cons of body armor. First thing I want to get into is the different types of body armor and what I think is the best solution for homesteaders and preppers. And we'll go into all of that right now. But right now, this would be considered Army types, military types, a full battle rattle, you know, the full kit, full loadout. This is what you see in TV. This is what's being pushed to all preppers. You know, everybody's like, this is what you need. This is what you need. You know, this full battle rattle, complete loadout. I don't believe this is the best solution for most preppers and most homesteaders. I see a lot of body armor, plate carriers, different things like that. And we're going to go over all of this. And this, I believe, in general, is overkill for most scenarios. And I'm going to explain why. First, I'll explain what this is. This was actually made by a company for the military, special forces. It's Diamondback Tactical body armor. And this body armor has level 3A soft armor in it, and then it has rifle plates in it. So I'll break that down for a lot of you that are not familiar with body armor. Most of the body armor vests that you see like police officers wearing that are underneath their uniform are considered soft body armor, and it comes in different levels. The most common, I would say nowadays, is level 3A, which this has, and it will stop most handgun rounds. And then, I don't know if you can hear that, this also has small arms protective inserts, or level 3 plates, which will stop most rifle rounds. Homesteaders, preppers are familiar with the difference between rifle and pistol. So this will pretty much stop most threats in the world today. You know, there's always something that'll defeat this, but in general, and this will also stop shrapnel too. So, you know, if there's explosions and all that. And then this has the military MOLLE attachment systems, and you can see I've got pouches on here. And then believe it or not, on the back side, there's a back panel with the backpack, and it holds water, like a water bladder in there, and some other things. First, we'll start with the pros of this full-on military-style body armor. The pros are, it'll stop most threats. It'll stop most threats. Now we'll go into the negatives, and there's a lot of them. First of all, this whole kit, it is not very light. It's pretty heavy. Second, I can't throw this on really quick. This has an internal cummerbund system. This has a zippered front, Velcro, you know, a lot of things on it that are hard to get to. Side armor panels. I mean, this thing's just robust and overkill for 99% of scenarios, except for like full-blown warfare and things like that, which as a prepper and a homesteader, you should be trying to stay away from that. The other negative with this is designed for military style operations where you have a team with you. In the military, when I wore stuff like this, you would keep stuff in the back, you know, your water bladder with your water so you could drink water, but then everything else was geared towards your teammates and they knew what was in there. You know, first aid kit, medical kit, they could access the back of this. You can't access the back of this when you're wearing it. It's just impossible. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And you know, you keep your ammo here and some other personal items here, you know, tourniquet, whatever, things like that. But we're not going to go over into the load-bearing equipment. So I'll add that into a positive on this. It has a way to attach a lot of equipment to this. That's a positive, but it's also a negative. So it kind of goes into both. You could put this next to your bed and somebody breaks in the middle of the night. You're not going to have time to put this on. There's just no way. I've worn these before, and it's one of those things like, you know, you're going to go into battle. Yeah, you're going to have time to put this on. Yeah, it's good, but it's heavy. You need to be in shape to wear this and actually maneuver. I used to, when I was in the military, I would do pull-ups with a weight vest on just to mimic, you know, this. I would run with one of these on just to mimic this, because this is a good amount of weight. And even though the hard armor plates that you can get for these are actually ceramics, they're pretty light. The cheaper ones on the market are AR 500 steel, which weigh about double what these would weigh. And there's some negatives on those too, and we'll get into that. A lot of negatives on it. I mean, you're just, for a homesteader, prepper, you know, basic person, you're not gonna have time for this. The only time I even thought about having something like this as a civilian was when we lived in Wisconsin and we were 20 so miles from the Kenosha riots, and we knew something was brewing and we would have time. Then this would be possibly important. We'll go into some better solutions though. And then ballistic helmet, nice to have, but you're in a prepper slash homesteader lifestyle, you're just not gonna have time for this. The only time I could see a helmet being useful is if you have night vision, because it does have a mount for that. And it's nice because you have ear protection. Realistically, you're not gonna have time to put all this stuff on. If somebody's, you know, breaking into your property, this is literally like World War III / Red Dawn scenario / civil, you know, like that would be it, you know. You're just realistically not gonna have time for all of this. The weight, I love this thing. It's a little scale with the hook on it, and then it actually has, believe it or not, a little tape measure built into it. I use this thing all the time. I've had it for years. If you've watched my video on hiking gear, there's the old saying from the military and hiking, mountaineering, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. And I would weigh, when I was in the military, when I was mountaineering, hiking, I used to weigh all my gear and try to trim the weight down. And let's go over this body armor vest. This is the full kit vest. Okay, here it is right here. Another nice feature on a lot of these military made ones is it's got a drag handle on the back, which is a good way to measure it too. Because if you get injured or something like that, because they're designed for units and teams, they've got a way to just drag you. But it's a good way to measure it. So I'm gonna hold this right now. It's right around 20 pounds. So that's with soft armor, hard plates, no water, no ammo. All the other pouches are empty. So 20 pounds just for the armor. You start adding ammo in there, you start adding some food, some water, you know, this thing's gonna add up quickly. So what is a better solution than this? And we'll go into that right now. Okay, this is called a plate carrier. So what this is, it's an armor carrier that literally just holds those hard armor plates. And I'll show you those in a minute here. I mentioned that the other vest had them in there. It had soft armor. This just holds the small arms protective insert plate, and that's it. There's no side protection. There's really nothing. I mean, it's a lightweight package. The theory is that if you're in some kind of armed conflict and somebody has a rifle round, your soft armor, like police style vest, it's not gonna do anything. So why not protect just your vitals, which this does. As you can see, it's just protecting that and nothing else. And this one, if you can see it, it has laser cut in it, so you can attach pouches to it. Just because you have the option doesn't mean you need to do it. So because it has this laser cut, there's no extra weight with sewn-on webbing like that full military one that I had. Even if this was just smooth material with nothing on there, it's actually a little lighter because there's little pieces cut out. You have the option to attach pouches there. With this setup like this, I wouldn't do it because it makes this much more versatile. So with this, it took me a couple seconds to throw this on. You just leave one buckle unbuckled, throw it on over, and quickly buckle one side after you got it fit to you. But the nice thing about these is you can put chest rigs or some kind of a tactical vest over this if needed. Okay, we're gonna go over now with the handy dandy little scale here to see how much weight we're actually saving though. Okay, we're at 20 pounds with the full-on combat vest. This is about 12 pounds, which is not bad. If you're gonna store them, just have one side buckle unbuckled. You should be able to just and if I was doing this for real, it'd be much quicker because I wouldn't worry about my glasses or my microphone. And there you have it on. Bingo, really quick. But now you want to use it for some load carrying abilities, get a chest rig. And I'll show you that right now too. This is the chest rig. In the early days, these are really popular. Then the military switched to the bigger vest with everything mounted to the vest for the basic infantry. And they kind of lost, you know, they went out of vogue, you know, they weren't as popular. They kind of lost their favor, but they're kind of coming back again because they're just a good design. So with these, you don't need armor, you don't need anything. You just put it on. And the way these go, and then you just buckle the buckles in the back like that. And in like very quick amount of time, you got a lot of gear that could be loaded on here. And this could be loaded ahead of time. So this one's got a padded case here, so you can put like a thermal optic or something like that. A first aid kit, tourniquet, everything in there. And then magazine pouches for rifle, and then pistol pouches. You know, and these middle ones have pistol pouches, 4 of them. And they don't even need to be just pistols, they're just smaller, so you can put like a, you know, like a Leatherman, a knife, a flashlight. You know, these side ones are kind of universal right here. So you could put 2 30-round magazines right here, AR-15, I'm just gonna use that as a standard. People might have different stuff. These ones can fit a 30-round AR-15 magazine. You can also fit a pistol in there, and then you've got a retention strap to hold it down, or you could put a radio in there. You can put all kinds of things like that. And then you got this quick, easy, you know, loadout for like the apocalypse. But then, if you don't need it, unbuckle the back. Bingo, off. Don't need this. If I can unbuckle it quick. Now, if you're gonna take it off, just unbuckle both. Way more quicker. There you go. But then, say you want to go patrol your property, you know, apocalypse scenario, you can grab your loadout vest, chest rig, throw it on. Buckle the back, and you are good to go. And it fits with clothes, without clothes, you know, like the body armor, this. And it's just, versus having just that one style heavy military one, because that your load bearing equipment is always on the armor. Say it's the apocalypse and I want to patrol my acreage. I don't want to wear that. I don't want to be seen by people. I just want to quietly patrol through the woods. I'm going to wear this. I'm not going to be wearing that full armor. I'm not even going to wear the plate carrier, because my intention is not to engage, not to be noticed, just to go out there and recon. I don't want all that heavy stuff. I want just a chest rig. I want water, you know, maybe a radio, maybe a couple magazines, you know. Okay, holding up 2 of the armor plates right here, as you can see, there's one behind that's bigger and the one in front is smaller. The standard size is the one that's in the back. It is a 10 by 12, but you can also get 8 by 10 size, which is the one in front. On these plates though, as you can see, they're hard. I mean, they're ceramic inside of them. They've usually got some kind of coating on them or fabric or something, because when rounds will impact these, there's a thing called spalling, or there will be some of the projectile that hits this coming out. And if you're wearing this, you don't want it to come out and go up onto your face. That is why I'm not a big fan at all of steel plates. If you've ever shot steel targets and you look at the ground, when a bullet hits the steel target, you know, it'll swing back or whatever, it sprays bullet projectile crumb pieces onto the ground. And there'll be a straight line there, and it'll actually cut through the grass. And I mean, it's interesting when you see that. And when you think about that, round hits, it's either going to hit dead on and explode and shoot up, hit you in the face, hit you down below the belt, hit you on the sides, or hit at an angle and ricochet up and possibly hit you in the chin. Where these ceramic ones like this, when a round hits this, it gets absorbed inside the plate. And pretty much all modern hard plates like this are rated for multi-hit capability, which means if somebody's a really good aim and they're hitting at the same spot, you can take 2 to 3 rounds at the same spot, which is, the chances of that are so small, but it's nice to know that it's there. And you can see these are not the thinnest, you know, these are relatively thick. These are the way to go versus steel plates. Like I said, the steel plates, for the same amount of protection, they're going to be about, at a bare minimum, I would say double the weight of a ceramic plate. Some of the steel plates are the same ways, but if you can see this, it's got a bit of a curve to it. So it curves around your chest. It's got, they call it operator cuts, so your arms can move. And they used to have, when I was early on in the military, they had rectangular plates that were just rectangles. So smaller guys like myself, on the front here, it would kind of restrict a little bit on your movement. So they started coming with these operator cuts that give you a lot more movement there. And some of the plates even curve this way too. So you got the wraparound this way and this way. And like I said, these sizes, the 8x10, 10x12, they even have bigger sizes for bigger dudes because, you know, not one size fits all. So that's another thing to consider too, is the sizing. I'm kind of in the middle size where I could get away with an 8x10, or if I wanted a little bit more protection, I could go with the 10x12 and it still fits me pretty good and still have good mobility. And the other thing that most of them will say too is they'll have a strike face, which means strike face is away from the body. So this is where the bullets are going to come in. And then on the inside, it'll say this side towards the body, kind of like how this one does. The other thing you need to be aware of with armor plates is the level of the armor plates. This is a level 3. It'll stop rifle rounds and things like that, but it's technically designed to be in conjunction with soft armor. So like that military vest, it has soft armor underneath it. They do make level 4 and they make standalone plates, and you have to make sure they specify this. The standalone plates, you can just have just the plate and just the armor carrier and you're good to go. Because what happens in a lot of the plates is there'll be a bullet hits this, it gets absorbed in there, it'll damage the backside a little bit and push out a little bit. And there might be some splinters of the ceramic, whatever, and that's why they want that extra layer of protection to help. And that's why it's considered a conjunction plate. Where a standalone plate, it won't do that. It's designed by itself. Yeah, you're still gonna probably have bruising on your chest and it's gonna hurt like a son of a gun, but you know, it will protect you. So never get non-standalone plates and don't have anything behind them. It's not a good thing. You have some rifle plates that are the typical military ones that are not standalone. Can you still use them? Yes, and I'll show you how. So here's that plate carrier right here again. Let's flip this thing over, show you what I've got going on here. Out of the bottom. Oh, oops. Look, there's the in conjunction plate, the standard level 3 plate. Why is it in this vest? And I'll show you why. So there is a thing called, which this vest has in it, it is called a plate backer. And as you can see this one, it says strike face, this side away from body. But as you can see, it's somewhat soft. I mean, body armor is not the softest, but soft body armor. This is the insert. So what this does is it goes in the plate carrier against the body. This by itself is rated 3A. So this will stop handgun bullets. This will stop, you know, 357, 9mm, all kinds of handgun bullets. But a rifle round will go zip right through it. So when you have this, and then you have that together with the rifle plate, it'll stop, you know, most rifle rounds. You gotta look. There's some like steel core and there's some oddballs out there that'll zip through these, but pretty much everything you'll run across, more than likely, will be stopped by this combination. And this was what was, when I measured that weight difference of the plate carrier versus the full military one, it had the plate backers and plates. It actually had, not the small plate, it actually had the same size medium plates in there. So it was equal comparison. Life expectancy of armor. Okay, I'm going to use this as an example, but all armor, hard armor, soft armor, believe it or not, has an expiration date on it. And if you look at this one, this soft armor insert, it actually says on here, manufactured in 2018, declared warranty is 5 years. So this is past warranty. Does that mean I just throw it away in the garbage? Absolutely not. Body armor, generally, if taken care of, will still work long, well past its expiration date. I used to sell surplus, still do, but I used to sell surplus body armor, and I used to get body armor from police agencies and things like that after the 5-year mark. And they would get rid of it and they would get new stuff every 5 years because of insurance, because that's their job. And they need the best protection possible. So they would have all these old vests, you know, they were, a lot of times I had to wash them, clean them because, you know, sweaty, whatever, 5 years of use. But here's the funny part. I would take these vests and I would test them out. And I never had a vest fail. I would shoot them, whatever. I even had some for the Department of Corrections that were anti-stab vests. Because here's the, okay, that's another thing. Not to jump again, but these are made to stop bullets. And in general, bullets are lead or metal encased lead, And when they hit this, it makes the bullet deform and kind of spread its load out and absorbs the energy. It helps absorb the energy. A knife or a shank will pierce this vest, believe it or not. You need a tighter woven material, and so they do make vests made for prison that actually will stop from knives and shanks. And I actually had some of those too in the past, and believe it or not, even those, they're thinner than these, but they would stop. I mean, I would try to stab them, you know, and these are like 20-year-old ones, and I couldn't get anything through them. And then I would shoot 22 caliber, 38 special, any soft-nosed bullet wouldn't go through them. Full metal jacket, yeah, it'd go right through them. These ones though are designed, you know, full metal jackets. These it'll be stopped, but you're going to find a lot of the stuff that's expiration date is well past. And as long as you inspect it and it looks good, it's probably still good. A lot of people worry about the ceramic plates because they're like, oh, when is somebody dropped it? When is somebody, you know? Here's my theory on that. They're designed to take multiple hits of a rifle round. I doubt a dropping it is going to do much damage. I would still trust it with my life. You might not, but I will. Because believe it or not, these things, I'll give you guys what I paid for these. These right here, these plate backers, right now you could go buy them from this company. For 2 of them, it's $300. I got these expired ones for 59 bucks for a pair. So huge savings, huge savings. Same thing with the rifle plates. You could find those all the time. Police departments, you know, different things, they get rid of them. Some of the things you might want to consider though, if you do want to go the body armor route, plate carrier, whatnot, they usually have some kind of Velcro on them, and you can put some kind of patches on them. You know, a lot of people are going to just put fun, silly, goofy things. This is a good example though right here of, you know, like the police have, police, FBI, you know, blah, 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 blah. This one says homeowner. And then at the back, armed homeowner. So if something was to happen, you know, it's not complete end of the world, but say, you know, who knows, some group attacks your house, you come out ahead, you call the police are still functioning, it's not a complete collapse. The police come here, you can say, hey, I'm wearing a vest that says homeowner on it or something, you know, some kind of identification on it. You probably don't want to wear one that says this. So hopefully I covered everything, and hopefully that was helpful. And like I said, this is one of those, hopefully you don't need it, hopefully you really don't need to go out and buy this stuff, but if you really do, be informed and make a good choice about it, because it is kind of a life or death type thing you're purchasing. So that's why I just don't get why so many people just go out and buy those metal plates that, yeah, they will stop rounds, but you kind of get what you pay for. And I'll tell you this is my opinion, it's probably going to cause a whatever. I would take 15, 20-year-old ceramics over brand new production metal plates any day. They're still going to be lighter. They're still going to offer better protection. Lighter is key, and better protection, like I said. It'll absorb the rounds versus exploding or ricocheting onto your face. Ended there. Hopefully this was helpful. And hopefully nobody ever needs this stuff. But like I said, it's the #1 requested item that I sell in surplus is body armor of some sort. Body armor and plate carriers. Everybody asks about it, so there must be a reason people want it, so they're looking for it. And then the next thing would be gas masks, but that's a whole other story. It's a whole other video, because I got a lot of opinion on that one. So until next time, thanks again. Stay safe, and thanks for watching. It really does help. And bye. End it there. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I gotta support this shirt because it was a gift, and I love it.